There are two who are one and play in many worlds. In knowledge and ignorance they have spoken and met, and light and darkness are their eyes' interchange. Our pleasure and pain are their wrestle and embrace. Our deeds, our hopes, are intimate to their tale. They are married secretly in our thought and life. An unshaped consciousness desired light, and a blank prescience yearned toward distant change. As if a childlike finger laid on a cheek reminded of the endless need in things, the heedless mother of the universe, an infant longing, clutched the somber vast. Insensibly, somewhere a breach began. A long, lone line of hesitating hue, like a vague smile tempting a desert heart, troubled the far rim of life's obscure sleep. Into a far-off nook of heaven there came a slow, miraculous gesture's dim appeal. The persistent thrill of a transfiguring touch persuaded the inert black quietude, and beauty and wonder disturbed the fields of God. A wandering hand of pale, enchanted light that glowed along a fading moment's brink, fixed with gold panel and opalescent hinge, a gate of dreams ajar on mystery's verge. One lucent corner, windowing hidden things, forced the world's blind immensity to sight. Then, through the pallid rift that seemed, at first, hardly enough for a trickle from the sun's, outpoured the revelation and the flame. The brief perpetual sign recurred above. A glamour from unreached transcendences, iridescent, with the glory of the unseen. I curved the vacant ether into space. A huge expanding and contracting breath harbored the fires of the universe. I struck out the supreme original spark and spread its sparse ranked armies through the inane, manufactured the stars from the occult radiances, marshaled the platoons of the invisible dance. I formed Earth's beauty out of atom and gas, and built from chemic plasm the living man. A message from the unknown, immortal light, ablaze upon creation's quivering edge. Dawn built her aura of magnificent hues, and buried its seed of grandeur in the hours. An instant's visitor, the Godhead shone. On life's thin border a while, the vision stood, and bent over Earth's pondering forehead curve. Interpreting a recondite beauty and bliss, in color's hieroglyphs of mystic sense, it wrote the lines of a significant myth, telling of a greatness of spiritual dawns. A brilliant code penned with the sky for page. Almost that day, the epiphany was disclosed, of which our thoughts and hopes are signal flares. A lonely splendor from the invisible goal almost was flung on the opaque inane. A greater world time's traveler must explore. At last he hears a chanting on the heights, and the far speaks and the unknown grows near. He crosses the boundaries of the unseen and passes over the edge of mortal sight to a new vision of himself and things. On a height he stood that looked toward greater heights. Our early approaches to the infinite are sunrise splendors on a marvelous verge, while lingers yet unseen the glorious sun. What now we see is a shadow of what must come. Then spring, an ardent lover, leaped through leaves and caught the earth bride in his eager clasp. His advent was a fire of irised hues. His arms were a circle of the arrival of joy. The life of the enchanted globe became a storm of sweetness and of light and song, a revel of color and of ecstasy, a hymn of rays, a litany of cries. A skyward being nourishing its roots on sustenance from occult spiritual founts, climbed through white rays to meet an unseen sun. His soul lived as eternity's delegate. His mind was like a fire assailing heaven. His will a hunter in the trails of light. Even on the struggling nature left below, strong periods of illumination came. Lightnings of glory after glory burned. Experience was a tale of blaze and fire. Air rippled round the argosies of the gods. Strange riches sailed to him from the unseen. In the glow of the spirit's room of memories, he could recover the luminous marginal notes, dotting with light the crabbed, ambiguous scroll, rescue the preamble and the saving clause of the dark agreement by which all is ruled, that rises from material nature's sleep, to clothe the everlasting in new shapes. In the vessel of an earthly embodiment, over the narrow rails of limiting sense, he looks out on the magic waves of time, where mind like a moon illumines the world's dark. There is limbed ever retreating from the eyes, as if in a tenuous, misty dreamlight drawn, the outline of a dim, mysterious shore. A sailor on the inconscious, fathomless sea, he voyages through a starry world of thought, on matter's deck, to a spiritual sun. He could reread now and interpret new its strange symbol letters, scattered abstruse signs, resolve its oracle and its paradox, its riddling phrases and its blindfold terms, the deep oxymoron of its truth's repliques, and recognize as a just necessity its hard conditions for the mighty work. In his climb to a peak no feet have ever trod, he seeks through a penumbra shot with flame, a veiled reality, half known, ever missed, an endless spiral of ascent and fall, until at last is reached the giant point through which his glory shines, for whom we were made, and we break into the infinity of God. Across our nature's borderline, we escape into supernature's arc of living light. This is the knot that ties together the stars. The two who are one are the secret of all power. The two who are one are the might and right in things. His soul, silent, supports the world and her. His acts are her commandments' registers. Happy, inert, he lies beneath her feet. His breast he offers for her cosmic dance, of which our lives are the quivering theater. And none could bear but for his strength within, yet none would leave because of his delight. A spirit that is a flame of God abides, a fiery portion of the wonderful, artist of his own beauty and delight, immortal in our mortal poverty. This sculptor of the forms of the infinite, this screened, unrecognized inhabitant, initiate of his own veiled mysteries, hides in a small dumb seed his cosmic thought. Splendors of insight filled the blank of thought. Knowledge spoke to the inconscient stillnesses. Rivers poured down of bliss and luminous force. Visits of beauty, storm sweeps of delight rained from the all-powerful mystery above. All vision gathered into a single ray, as when the eyes stare at an invisible point, till through the intensity of one luminous spot, an apocalypse of a world of images enters into the kingdom of the seer. Out of the rich wonders and the intricate whorls of the Spirit's dance with matter as its mask, the balance of the world's design grew clear. Its symmetry of self-arranged effects managed in the deep perspectives of the soul, and the realism of its elusive art, its logic of infinite intelligence, its magic of a changing eternity. The Earth's uplook to a remote unknown is a preface only of the epic climb of human soul from its flat, earthly state to the discovery of a greater self and the far gleam of an eternal light. Our souls can visit, in great lonely hours, still regions of imperishable light, all-seeing eagle peaks of silent power, and moon-flame oceans of swift, fathomless bliss, and calm immensities of spirit space. We meet the ecstasy of the Godhead's touch in golden privacies of immortal fire. These signs are native to a larger self that lives within us by ourselves unseen. Only sometimes a holier influence comes. A tide of mightier surgings bears our lives, and a diviner presence moves the soul. Or through the earthly coverings, something breaks. A grace and beauty of spiritual light, the murmuring tongue of a celestial fire. The universe is an endless masquerade, for nothing here is utterly what it seems. It is a dream fact, vision of a truth, which but for the dream would not be wholly true. A phenomenon stands out significant against dim backgrounds of eternity. We accept its face and pass by all it means. A part is seen. We take it for the whole. A house was there, all made of flame and light, and crossing a wall of doorless living fire, there suddenly she met her secret soul. She puts forth a small portion of herself, a being no bigger than the thumb of man, into a hidden region of the heart, to face the pang and to forget the bliss, to share the suffering and endure earth's wounds, and labor mid the labor of the stars. Here in this chamber of flame and light they met. They looked upon each other, knew themselves, the secret deity and its human part, the calm immortal and the struggling soul. Then, with a magic transformation's speed, they rushed into each other and grew one.